Hey, welcome back, Veteran Nation fans and college football fans. And last week, we're here for another Saturday of college football. And last week, I got smoked. I got beaten up pretty good. A lot of it was a lot of teams that just did not cover. And for many of them, like Indiana, Ohio State, there were some big point differences. So I hate it when they do that because they're games that I want to bet on, but they just make it very hard. And then there were games like Miami where I lost by half a point. All in all, I was 17-28 last week, so it was not a good week. Lost some money, but hey, that's why we call it gambling, and that's why we're going to go through this week. So we're going to start off with another of these uh, where there's just a big spread. San Antonio versus Charlotte. I'm actually going to take those 17 and a half points just because that seems a lot for San Antonio. Not like Charlotte gives up a lot of points, but it just seems like a lot for San Antonio. So I'm betting that Charlotte's going to keep that one close. Okay, now we go to Navy and South Florida. South Florida is in the college football rankings this week. They're giving up 10. They're against Navy. Navy does play people tough, but I think 10 points is very realistic. I think that's a uh, two touchdown game. Then we have Kansas State, Oklahoma State. Just a really tough game here. There's a lot of points. Again, a lot of points being given up here by Kansas State. Uh, I normally I I have a tendency to go with the ones where they're giving up a lot of points, just because uh, you know many times those teams they're producing. So I like to success begs success. So that's why I tend to do that. I could be wrong. It burnt me last week. It definitely burnt me last week. Notre Dame at Pitt, two touchdowns. Yeah, I think Notre Dame is gonna win that handily. In fact, I think that's gonna be a three touchdown game. Even though Pitt is not a bad team, they're not a bad team. I think they fall apart late, which they're prone to do. Eastern Michigan, Ball State. Eastern Michigan, big win last week over Bowling Green. I know I was like, oh, this one could go either way. I have emotions tied to both schools. I did graduate from Eastern Michigan. My brother went to Bowling Green, and Bowling Green, yeah, they they were picked. They were picked by me. I was even given 2.5 points, and they lost by 7. So again, success breeds success. I'm going to go with Eastern Michigan, um, South Carolina, Texas A&M. Texas A&M right now is playing some great ball, great ball. I don't think anyone in the SEC, no one in the SEC has shown me that they are capable of playing at the way that Texas A&M is. So I'm going to go with Texas A&M. Could South Carolina catch them sleeping? Absolutely, without a doubt. But I'm gonna. It's called gambling. I'm taking the risk. Michigan Northwestern. Now this is going to be another one of those games where I think Michigan takes the whole game to put them away. Why? I don't know why this does this on me. There we go. Sorry about that. So I think Michigan does win. I think it's one of those where it's a game until the fourth quarter or late in the third. I don't see Michigan jumping out ahead, but I do see them winning by 10. I do. So I'll give up those points. And then we have Wisconsin, Indiana. Indiana predicted by 28 and a half against Wisconsin. It's at Indiana. But last week Indiana they did not cover. They did not play well against Penn State, which tells me that while they're a very good team, uh, someone can catch them sleeping, and I've seen that many times before. So I'm going to take these points. You're gonna give me almost 30 points. Okay, I'm gonna take them. Winning by 30 is always tough. I don't care who you're playing. They have to be like you have to be a good team. And they have to collapse for it to be a guaranteed 30-point game. So I'm going to take those points. I could lose on that one, but I'm going to be sitting there for most of that game feeling very confident. Uh, in that unless if something crazy happens right off the bat, which I don't think it will. Arizona, Cincinnati. Arizona is getting 6 points. Cincinnati giving up 5.5. Yeah, I think that's a touchdown, a touchdown game. Not a problem with that one. Air Force and Yukon. Air Force is being giving 7.5. Yukon giving them up. Um, I think this will be closer than that. I'm gonna take those 7 points. I think this is a 4 point game. Excuse me, I'm just getting a drink of my coffee. Arkansas LSU. Okay, LSU giving up 4.5. They did play for 3 quarters. They played Bama really tough. Bama did pull it out. They did cover, which they didn't the week before. Well, actually, the 2 weeks before. And I took LSU because I was like, okay, Alabama has not been covering, so they did cover, but that was a late game. Arkansas, actually, both these teams have a lot of issues, a lot of issues. So, really, with this many points, I think this will be a 4 point game. This one's really gambling. I always tend to have faith in LSU. I'm going to go with LSU primarily because they're home. They're at Tiger Stadium. So, that's why I'm going to take them. We have Oregon State and Tulsa, 1.5 point game. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. You know what? I'm going to go with Tulsa. I'm going to just take the points. It could go either way, so I'm going to take the points and just have the points. West Virginia, Arizona. Uh, West Virginia has given up 11.5. Arizona State, looking pretty tough, but I'm gonna go with Arizona State. I actually think this might be a closer game, but I feel more secure in picking Arizona State than I do West Virginia. West Virginia they break my heart every week. Every time I have faith in them, they just break my heart. uh, Tennessee Tech and Kentucky. Kentucky is favored by 21.5. I don't like these games. I don't, and the SEC does this more than anyone else. Playing these cupcake teams late in the year, it should not be allowed. Alabama does it every year. They do it right before the Iron Bowl, and I don't like it. Um, Last week we had Ole Miss with the Citadel. I don't like it. Like this late in the game, like early in the year, you want to fine. You want to tune up game, figure things out, no problem. When you do it this late in the year, you're just trying to pad yourself for injuries, and I don't agree with that. Marshall, Georgia State. Marshall is favored. I like Marshall. They did do well for me last week, so I'm going with Marshall. North Texas, UAB. North Texas is predicted by 17.5. That's a lot. That's a lot. And I normally don't have faith in UAB, but that's a lot of points. I think that's a 10 point game. So that's why I'm going to go with UAB. Watch, that'll be the one that really burns me. uh, Colorado State, New Mexico. New Mexico is giving up 14.5. Colorado State, they've shown flashes over the season, but I don't think they've put anything together. I think this is one of those years where they just are rebuilding. So I'm going to go with New Mexico. Excuse me. UTEP and Missouri State. Missouri State's giving up 5.5 against UTEP. You know what? I'm going to go with UTEP. That 5.5. I think that's a field goal game. I really do. It could burn me. Missouri State, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. That's why we play games. Texas State and Southern Miss. Both these teams did really well for me. I don't get why it's doing this. There we go. Sorry, guys. Texas State, Southern Miss. They both did really well for me. Southern Miss giving up 3 points. I think they can win by more than three. I think they can win by more than three. Uh, Now we have North Carolina and Miami. Miami lost. They won, but I lost because I took Miami by 3.5 and they won by 3. Now here they are against NC State by 14.5, but I'm actually going to stick with Miami. Uh, North Carolina State just has some issues. They have some issues. Again, um, I, I don't even know if they're bowl eligible yet. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Miami. Iowa, USC. Now Iowa played really good last week. Um, they did like I lost that game. Oregon did not cover against Iowa. So Iowa played really tough. They're playing at USC. USC is actually playing some good ball, and USC is they have playoff hopes. I don't think they'll make it, but they have playoff hopes. But I think this is going to be a statement game for them, so I'm going to take them over Iowa. We got Maryland, Illinois. Illinois giving up 15 and a half. That's a lot of points against Maryland. Maryland didn't play that well last week, but I'm going to take Illinois. I don't like this pick. I do not like this pick. I don't think it's going to be that many points. South Alabama, UL Monroe. I'm going to go with UL Monroe. I was actually just driving through there a little bit over a week ago. So that's a chick pick. I'm taking that the way, like, oh, I have a friend who goes there, so I'm going to take them. I was really, this is a 50-50 game. It can go either way, but I'm taking UL Monroe just because I was just there. Middle Tennessee, Western Kentucky. Uh, if this will move down for me, there we go. Um, Western Kentucky is favored by 13 and a half. Again, do not like this one, but I'm going to go with Western Kentucky. I'm going to stick with them. Um, again, this is one that I know it's going to burn me. I know, like if I put money on like if I'm this is a game I'm really not going to put money on. Like if I do, I'm going to pick one that I know, and this is the one where I'm gambling where it's like a 50-50 and I'm going to parlay them. Duke and Virginia. Virginia did not cover last week. They're playing at Duke. Duke is favored, giving up 4.5. Virginia coming off a loss. But I'm going to actually take Virginia. I think they're going to come back. They're playing at Duke, but I don't think Duke is an especially tough place to play. So that's why I'm going to take them. UCF, Texas Tech. Texas Tech is hot. 23 points is a lot, but I think they're going to I think they're going to easily cover that. I really do. Even though that's a lot of points, I think Texas Tech. They're looking at the playoffs. They want to. They want to be. They want to be in that conversation. Georgia Tech, Boston College. Georgia Tech is favored by 16 and a half over Boston College. Yeah, I think Georgia Tech. They are. In fact, I believe they control their own destiny. They're the highest. Aren't they the highest ranked ACC team right now? So I think they need to make a statement. So good team to make it against Boston College, put up bank a lot of points. That's the way I'm looking at it. San Jose State and Nevada. Both of these teams actually did well for me last week. I don't like these points. I don't like. You know what? I'm going to go Nevada. Nevada has not done well for me, but I don't like these points at all. I think this is. I don't think this is much more than a touchdown game. Penn State, Michigan State. Penn State they played really tough last week. Really tough. Michigan State, they just had to vacate wins. They've struggled all year. I'm going Penn State. 7 points. That's about what I think they're going to do. That's about it. James Madison over App State. Ooh, a lot of points. I'm going to take the points. Taking App State because of the points. Give me 21 points. Thank you very much. And I could lose, but I'm going to sit most of that game feeling comfortable. I don't like being on the edge of my seat on my Saturdays. Memphis, East Carolina, 3-point game. Okay. Memphis lost last week. They lost last week. So their playoff hopes diminished. But I think they're prone to come back. And 3 points. That game can go either way. So yeah, give me those 3.5 points. I'll take them all day. FAU Tulane. Tulane picked by 17 and a half. That's a lot of points. Oh my, this is just like last week. It's got me feeling so uneasy. I'll stick with Tulane. This is a game I'm not going to put a lot of money on. Or This will be the game I gamble on, but I'll put uh, money on more of a sure thing. New Mexico State, Tennessee. 40 points? Yeah, no, I'm going to take New Mexico State to like cuz here's the thing. Tennessee could score 35 points and be like, "Hey, you know what? we have our our third string and our second string that we want to get some playing time as we go into this part of the season." Again, I don't like this is another SEC team playing a G5 team. I don't think you should be playing G5. I'll look the other way for G5, but FCS, like scheduling them this late in the year again, it's if this was a September game and there was inclement weather, so you moved it, I'd have no problem. But no, this is the way they schedule it, and I do not like this. I don't think it's I just don't think it's classy. I don't. North Carolina, Wake Forest. Wake Forest has played good all year. North Carolina, they've been spotty. They some weeks they play great, some weeks they don't. I'm going to go with consistency. Wake Forest only 4.5 points. I think they can win by that. I actually expect them to win by 4, but you know I could see them breaking away late. Liberty FIU 2.5 points. This is a flip. Liberty's been doing really well for me. I should stick with them, but I'm gonna go with FIU 2.5. Watch that one be the one that burned me. Coastal Carolina, Georgia Southern. I don't like this pick. I don't. I'm just not gonna. I'm not gonna pick this one. I don't like it at all. Pass. Purdue, Washington. Purdue played Ohio State. They actually did really good in the first half, but Ohio State is they're just gonna keep punching you, and it's gonna wear you down. And they can do that against. They did against Washington, but Washington played really good last week. I'm gonna take Washington. Um, yeah, I think Washington can win by 14.5. UNLV, Utah State. Yeah, I'm taking UNLV. Uh, Delaware, Sam Houston, giving up a lot of points. I'm going to take Sam Houston just because 11 points, 11 points is a good amount of points. Florida and Ole Miss. You know what? I think Florida plays them tough, and you're giving me 11.5 points. Like Ole Miss, they've got an impressive record, but when you start looking into their resume, I don't find it that impressive. They played Citadel last week, uh, so the good thing about this game is they're going to probably come in healthy. They were able to sit some people, um, but I think Florida is hungry, and Florida wants to be the spoiler. So you give me an 11.5 points. Florida might not win that game, but I think they play tough. Uh, Utah 8.5 favored over Baylor. Ooh, ooh. I'm gonna go with Utah, but oh, that could burn me. Texas, Georgia favored by 6 over Texas. Hmm. Georgia's in the conversation for the playoffs. They want to be in the conversation. Um, they honestly, this could be an upset, but I'm gonna stick with Georgia. It could be an upset. Ohio State, UCLA, 34 points. That's a lot. That's a lot. But Ohio State, I took them 29.5 to beat Purdue, and they did not cover. They won by 20, what was it 24, 21, 24, something like that. Um, so this is a game I'm likely would not put money on just because it's so many points. Um, Virginia Tech, Florida State. Florida State favored by 13.5. Yeah, I think they win by 14. I think, yeah, I'd take that. Mississippi State, Missouri. Ooh, I'm taking Mississippi State. Missouri did not do well last week. I'm taking Mississippi State. Mississippi State. I think they're trying to get bowl eligible too. Uh, Kennesaw State, Jacksonville State. I don't like this game. Pass. Louisiana Tech, Washington State. Ooh, okay, okay, 7.5. Okay, 8.5. You know what? I'm gonna go with La Tech and take those 8.5. This is this could be a this one could have me on edge. Uh, TCU and BYU. Yeah, I'm taking BYU. 3.5 points. Yeah, I think they win by a touchdown. Boise State, San Diego State. Oh, I'm taking San Diego State. Yeah, they're gonna win that. I think, I think they're gonna win by a touchdown. They're at home. Yeah, it's Boise State, but Boise State is not as tough as what they've been in previous years. Uh, and then the final one, we've got Wyoming and Fresno State. Fresno State favored by 3 at Fresno State. I think they can do that. So there we go, guys. There's my picks. I got smoked last week. I was 17-28. A lot of teams that I expected to cover did not. Oh, this is doing this again. Ugh, there we go. A lot of teams I expected to cover did not cover, and yeah, it hurt me. So let's see what happens this week. There we go. We got out there. Please put in the comments what you think. If you want to talk some smack to me about my picks, go ahead and do it. This is going out a little bit late, but it will be up before the game. So you guys have it all. All right. Thank you. And as always, thank you for being worth serving.